One of the most common questions that I get when I am helping a client walk through the process of doing a build job is, do I need to get a home inspection? Even though the house is brand new, do I need to get a home inspection? So I'm going to talk with an inspector because this morning I was actually at a home inspection for a client of mine who's almost ready to close on their build job. And I asked him that question and he went on camera with me to give his reply, and candidly and authentically, and he's one of my preferred vendors, so I really trust what he has to say. And you might be surprised at what he has to say. So let's get to that interview right now. Hi, my name is Anita Cordell, and if you are new to this channel and want to learn all there is to know about eating, sleeping, what to do, entertainment, fun things, where to live, all things Kansas City, then you want to subscribe to this channel and click that bell so that you can be the first to learn when I post something new. Hi, my name is Anita Cordell, and I have been an agent for about 20 years here in the Kansas City metropolitan area, and I love helping people just like you making their transitions, whether they're buying or selling or investing here in the Kansas City metropolitan area. And just so you know, if you're watching this video and you are not in the Kansas City metropolitan area, but you are outside in another state even, go ahead and reach out to me because I have joined a community of top-notch agents clear across the country and into Canada, and I can find you a top-notch agent in your market as well. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not it's important to do a home inspection on a new construction home. My opinion is to always do a home inspection, regardless of whether or not your home is 0 days or 100+ days. It's always important to do one. However, I was at an inspection this morning on a build job for a client of mine, and I asked the home inspector what his opinion was. And you might be surprised at some of his answers and some of the stories that he's shared with me, but I go on camera today with my inspector. He's on my preferred vendor list, and so you'll get to see one of the inspectors that I use and see what he has to say regarding what my question was. Now, just so you know, if you're going to do a build job here in the Kansas City metropolitan area, there are several counties that do not require a builder to have inspections throughout the process. Leavenworth County is one of those counties. You do not have to have any inspections except for the septic tank inspections. So there's no inspections that are done by the city. Even occupancy permits are not required. So you're going to have to check with your county to make sure that you understand what the requirements are for the builders when they're building a home, and you're going to have to just check to see what you're comfortable with. My clients decided to go ahead and do a whole house inspection today, as well as a radon inspection, but yet there are a lot of clients out there who don't feel it necessary. They just trust the builder and trust the process and move forward. And so it's ultimately up to your decision, but I would like to say from my professional experience, I always recommend. So let's see what the inspector said. Now, I will say this, I did not have my tripod, I did not have my microphone, I didn't have my lights, so I just stuck my camera up onto the windowsill, and we use natural lighting. So I'm hoping that it comes out okay on your end, and it's just raw and authentic. I'm just gonna let you listen to the interview, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so it's Anita Cordell here, and I am with Andrew with Adams Home Inspection, and we're going to talk about why it is important to do a home inspection even with new construction. It's probably one of the most popular questions I get when somebody is building a home. Should I do a home inspection? So I thought that it would be really cool to actually talk to a true inspector and get some of his opinion on whether or not a buyer should do a home inspection. So that was one of the questions that we asked when you first got here. We were talking about how important it is to do a home inspection. So why don't you answer that question? Like, in your opinion, is it important? Is it something to...
So in my opinion, granted, this is what I do, and so I have to say yes, but it is important because I'd say most of the new inspection houses I've done, 90% of them probably have something that I will find that will pay for the inspection.
Tell me about something that is found in a home inspection that make it worthwhile to do. Like some of the things that you were talking about, you said you had had some of your worst home inspections on new construction. So tell us a couple of those examples.
One recently that I did, I had a house, it was a 2-story house, about 3,500 square feet house, and I ran all the water, and all of the tubs / showers in that house leaked into finished spaces. So they had sheetrock that was damaged at that time. They had to redo that plumbing, whether that be cutting into the sheetrock. You know, that's where it's going to take plumber / builder to figure out where that leak's coming from and fix it. That's one of those cases that was the worst of it, and it was 3.5 bathroom house, and everything leaked.
So a really good question would be, if somebody is building a new construction home, it's almost like you would think that all of the steps would be taken properly when it comes to a build job, because you're hiring a builder, you're hiring, you know, professionals to do this brand new home. But that's not the case.
Not the case. That's a big instance. Another one, we had a tub they forgot to completely hook up the hot supply to, and so if they would have moved into the house without inspection, they would have never known until the day they wanted to take a bath.
And in that situation, you were telling me it was all tiled and
completely tiled around.
Right,
completely tiled around. So they got to bust into that tile and then redo it.
Yeah. So in this particular new construction inspection that we had you do, there was really not a lot of...
We had today an instance where they had fixing a couple of doors because they weren't closing properly, adding some GFCI outlets in an unfinished basement with can be overlooked, and so just minor little things today, which is just not always the case.
It's not always the case. So the big message is, from an inspector's experience, it really is truly important to go ahead and do that inspection, even with new construction. Even though there's city inspections that can be done, some counties, actually in this county right here, they did not require a lot of inspections to be done. The ones that you would think would be standard, the only inspection that is needed to be done by the city in this specific county is the septic inspection. And so you just never know, and you would hope that a builder would do a fantastic job of making sure that everything is up to code, and that is why it's important to go ahead and have an inspection done. And so how long did it take you to do a new construction? This house is what, 5 bedrooms? 5
bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, with nobody here with me and asking questions. It took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, so it typically takes about the same amount of time. And as you can see, there's workers behind us. They're in their final mode. We're supposed to be closing later on this week. So there's still workers here finishing up the paint touch-ups and cleaning and stuff like that. So that's where you're hearing a lot of the things. So is there anything that you would like to add? Any final notes or?
One other story I have, this is another just big instance, would be I did a new construction out in Overland Park, in which it was a big 6,000 square foot house. They forgot to put the columns underneath the beams in the basement, and that wouldn't have been found until collapse in the house if they had not hired inspectors.
Wow. Well, this just proves to point that some new constructions you're not going to find a lot on, and then other new construction jobs you will find some significant things that would cause a lot of headache after you close if you did not have an inspection done by a licensed inspector. So I want to thank Andrew here. I just grabbed him and said, hey, you want to do this video really quick? So he was got such a great sport, and he is on my preferred vendor list. So if you are in the Kansas City area and you're looking for all kinds of vendors, then shoot me a text or send me an email, or I have some information in the description below so I can go ahead and send that vendor list to you. But Adams Home Inspection is one of the inspectors that I use, and they are on my preferred vendor list. And so thank you so much for asking, or for letting me do this and joining in on this really great questions. I hope this video was helpful to you. Please be sure and like it if it was, and subscribe to my channel and click that bell so that you can be the first to learn about something that I post. Also, my contact information is below, so be sure and feel free to call me, email me, or text me any which way you want. Just do it, because I love talking real estate. And as always, to buy or sell, call Anita Cordell, #AnitaHome, because there's no place like your home.